Shirley MacLaine, who played Ginny, earned the first of 5 Best Actress Oscar nominations for Some Came Running. In March at the TCM Classic Film Festival in Hollywood, she sat down with me at the Roosevelt Hotel to discuss the role, the movie, and working with her co-star, Frank Sinatra. How'd you get that part? You'd been making movies, what, about 3 or 4 years at that point?
I can't remember that stuff.
All right, you'd been making movies about 3 or 4 years at that point, yeah.
Whatever you say, sir.
I'll tell you.
You know, I think Frank called me. I think that's what it was. And he said, it's what you said on one of your other shows. Said, I've got this great part for your kid, and I'm not going to let it be made like James Jones wrote it. We're going to get you killed, and you're going to get a nomination.
So Sinatra saw that the end of the film should be changed to sort of enhance your character. Mm-hmm. And he thought that would get you an Oscar nomination, and what happened?
You did. Not a win.
That would come later.
That would come much later.
Much later, yes.
But Frank was in such control. His personality was in control of the studios and the studio heads. It was almost like there was some kind of edict that you have to commandly obey him.
Did they fear him a little? Must have.
I don't know the difference between high, deep respect and fear.
One of those, though.
One of those 3 altogether is what he had.
I'm interested in why he didn't rehearse, and I have a theory, and I'm curious whether you agree. This was an enormously talented man capable of giving a great performance, and I think could have been a great actor, was a good actor, and at times great, but could have been a great actor. But do you think he feared what would happen if he put in the time and showed the discipline and then it wasn't great? That it was easier for him to, you know, wing it?
He could always say, oh, I just winged it, that's too bad. Yeah, he was a little bit afraid of the expectation of perfection.
Yeah.
I saw that fear, and I thought that is, I was kind of moved by it, to tell you the truth.
Really, why?
Because to me, it was such an indication of his own, you know, he wasn't that courageous. He was afraid of what he wouldn't do right. And I found that moving because he was such a strutter.
So it was a moment of vulnerability for this guy who was strutting all the time.
But I saw him vulnerable quite often, and that's one of the reasons that we got along. I so empathized with the fact that the rest of the world thought he was just in command of everything, and basically he wasn't. And he didn't mind if I saw that he wasn't.
That was Shirley MacLaine at this year's TCM Classic Film Festival in Hollywood. Coming up, more Shirley MacLaine and more Dean Martin in a romantic comedy also starring Paul Newman, Gene Kelly, Robert Mitchum, Robert Cummings, and Dick Van Dyke.
If you're a fan